Hi, this is Shirish Kulkarni, founder and CEO of Stroth Consultech, having running this company for last 6 years and helping small and medium businesses to focus, grow. In this initiative called as Hatke, we are talking to various individuals, various thought leaders, various industry leaders, those individuals who have mattered, who have done differentiated work, who contributed differently. We have great pleasure to have Vaishali Chaudhary with us. Great to have you, Vaishali, on this forum.
Thank you. Thanks for
So,
selecting me for Hatke program.
right. I think it's always a pleasure to meet Hatke individualities and just to introduce you. Vaishali had been in this space of architecture for last 25 years, having worked on various initiatives, which definitely take care of not only the standard architectural approaches, but also focus on healing centers for that matter, which is definitely something that we would like to know. And also having that social angle to really drive some very specific and innovative, most required initiatives like milk bank and infant massaging. Would definitely like to know more about it. So maybe Vaishali, I would request you to start with a little bit, explain about, how did it all happen? How did you start with architecture and, had this great journey?
Yeah, sure. Um, at the beginning, I was not knowing anything about architecture. I had a professor in 11th standard. He suggested me that your inclination towards creativity gives me a maybe I can give you this guidance that why don't you try for architecture. That time I was introduced to even possibility of being an architect. Mm,
Mm.
then I pursued that passion or maybe that thought process, and I was given a task or maybe a challenge from my mother that you can't go out of Pune. You need to have your whatever your marks or the requirements you have to fulfill to get the admission only in Pune. You can't go out. And there that time only two colleges were there in Pune, so it was very tough to get admission into one of the colleges, but which I got. And the journey started. I enjoyed the total process of being an architect for 5 years after 12th. I was graduated in 93. Till that time, I had a fair idea that I am very much interested in architecture and not much in interiors. So I started working with some of the leading architects that time, and I worked with them for 2 years. In the meanwhile, I met Shailesh, who is also an architect, and we got married in 95. So after that, the journey began. But at the beginning, we were working separately, that he
Mm.
had another office with his partners, and I was working all alone. Being a
Mm.
very independent personality, I never wanted to, though we are life partners, we are never partners in firms or
Wow.
maybe in works. So I was 15 long years, I was working on my own. Now, definitely, we are working together as partners after 15 years of practice. And now it's been 25 years that I have been working for different, I can say, clients who are having different needs. And I
Mm.
started with residential, commercial, both. I have designed some of the bungalows, some residential schemes. I have done many interiors, and into that commercial, residential, both. As you mentioned, I have done four healing centers in Pune.
Mm.
Healing center itself is a very different concept altogether because the requirements of a healing center are very, maybe I can say, opposite to the typical mindset of a person that usually people need to or want to show the expenses that I have spent X number of amount. And here the need is they do not like to show that this is the expenditure. And the choices of the materials is very different than otherwise. So I learned many things while doing these projects, and my clients are very amazing. I thank them all because they taught me many things, how to design such things. And the spaces have become beautifully, in their terms, they are Zen spaces. And I'm just glad that my work is adding to maybe physical and mental well-being of people. So that
Wonderful.
is my pleasure. And about architecture, I'm enjoying it. Nowadays, we are doing redevelopment schemes mainly. And over
Mm,
there, I can see that redevelopment schemes are picking up, but actually there are very many misconceptions that people are having, that how to go about doing a redevelopment scheme.
mm,
People are getting dragged into something which they are not meant to do at the beginning. The
mm,
total process they are not knowing. So firstly, I started giving some orientations to the people who are wanting to have redevelopment process in the short run, a short time. They are
mhm,
just thinking about that we want to go to redevelopment process. So we are doing some 4 to 5 redevelopment schemes right now under VScape. And there also, as my passion is, I'm mentoring people more, and then I start designing. First,
mm,
I give them orientations, what is required and what is the actual process and what are the facilities they can be having, and how to select builder, what not
mm.
to do, what to do. There are many things which need to be guided. So many areas I'm covering for that, and I'm happy doing that because म्हणजे मराठीत जर सांगायचं तर छान गायडन्स नाही मिळाला
Uh,
फुटतात गोष्टी. So if you are not guided well, the things don't go well.
right.
So I'm trying to make the foundation strong for the people's
Excellent.
mindset first. So
No,
that is there.
yeah. So wonderful, wonderful journey. And in fact, your differentiator is coming out very well when you are trying to do even standard things.
Yeah.
So, one question that always keeps in my mind is that, as an architect, you have to be a creative person. Now, further differentiating in the architecture to do some different things, things which are same in a different way.
Yeah.
How do you nurture this innovative and creative person within yourself?
Um, as I say, my all I learn by all my senses. म्हणजे मुलांशी बोलताना मी म्हणते की नाक कान डोळे सगळं उघडं ठेवून शिका.
Hmm.
So if you are learning by all senses, you can sense many things.
Hmm.
And addition to this, I have done post-graduation in psychological counseling. So that helps
Wow.
me a lot, that I can understand people's mind parallelly with the designing requirements. Because nowadays, after working so long, we understand the basic needs of design and the space and utilization of spaces. All those things we understand very easily. But the psychology of a client is a very complicated thing which one has to study well. Then only we can design very good spaces. So that is the area where I can say, I can justify their requirements and understand the things well. So touch wood, but many of the people come back and say ki, if you had not been there, we had never dreamt of a space even which you have created. So I dream for them because I understand their dreams more than them sometimes. So
So,
that is the way the things are going on.
right. People say it is like a dream come true. But if
Hmm.
somebody like you is able to dream for them,
Yes,
it's a
I'm
great
I'm
thing.
parallelly dreaming for them, and I show the dreams to them, and then they start dreaming ahead.
Badhiya, badhiya. I think one more thing that I must ask is about anything that you take up. And now it is a life journey where you committed yourself and you're talking about being partner, not being partner.
Yeah,
Uh, and many people start with a zeal, a big vision and all that. But eventually that fizzles off.
yeah.
मराठीत आरंभशूर म्हणतात ते की
Yes, yes, I
uh,
understand.
so
Hmm.
where do you get that tenacity? Where did you learn to be consistent, be having that patience, persistent in difficult times?
Yeah.
Definitely it tests you, right?
I will give this credit to my life partner Shailesh, because he has always supported me, and in every tough time he has stood by me and told ki, you should not give up. Whatever the situation is, the education and your passion should be the parallel priority along with the family requirements. Or maybe even there are sometimes some tough situations while dealing with clients and all other times. But he always stands with me and supports me, saying, "Ki don't give up and don't stop doing all these things. This is your passion." And because I'm a very workaholic person, maybe I don't work only for architecture. I work many in many areas. But he says ki तू काम करत राहा म्हणजे शांत असतेस. You work and you will be calm. If I'm not working on any target or anything which is a look forward thing, then I'm very restless. That is what he understands. And maybe for his peace of mind, he supports me that I should work always. But I'm very much thankful to him that he always supports my journey.
This is very humble of both of you to respect each other,
Yeah.
draw boundaries and still respect each other's special traits, I would call them.
Yeah. And we never interfere in each other's work, not at all. We just visit each other's sites or designs as a visitor or a third party person. We never indulge into the process. Never ever.
आणि तो मराठीत म्हणायचं असेल तर काम केल्यानंतर काम असते इंग्लिश मध्ये. That is also a good message for this. I look at this as being a busy bee, always looking for things that
That is
you.
the tag. I everywhere get that tag from many people that you are a busy bee, you are never at peace and never available for casual get-togethers or something like that.
Right. But all this glut of architecture being in profession, there is a competition, there is a client. I see a tenet of giving personal touch, the social aspect, the element of being personal. So where did this eventually turn into a social Vaishali, where she is giving, she is, all these initiatives like human. We have heard about blood bank, but milk bank, human milk bank is absolutely innovative. And also that other initiative that you're talking about, infant massaging, where infant requires a special care and that touch. All these are way apart from what architecture teaches you, governs you. So where did you find yourself as a social Vaishali?
Actually, I was very much passionate about person's mind and the psychology and many aspects like that. But I never had that extra time with me to pursue my passion. But I did psychological post-graduation in psychological counseling in 2011. And that time I could understand many things which where a person can work and give back to society and give back to you, even yourself, understanding yourself, your children, your family, your clients. That was very easier when I got this perspective of looking at things differently. So psychology was the main thing which led me to think more about society and the person's need. And after that, I joined Rotary. And under Rotary, before even joining Rotary, I was thinking about the infants and the mothers who are in a critical situation while giving a birth or coming into this world. For many of them, it's not an easy journey. For general people, it's a time to be celebrated. But there are many people who don't celebrate it completely. There are some challenges, and I was knowing some of them. So I started going to different hospitals and understanding the needs, what is happening. And over there, at that time, it was not a trend that there will be a counselor. So I was trying to work with them as a counselor where the birth process is challenging, maybe for the mother or the child. So I did a survey at the beginning. I went to Dinanath first, then Sahyadri and many of the hospitals in Pune, and I tried to survey that need, that what are the challenges and how do they tackle. There are miscarriages, there are child losses, there are mother losses, and there are many complications which take place in this journey of giving a birth or having a life. So I could see that very closely, that there is a need of mother's milk to those infants whose mother is not around, that in NICU actually. Most of the times the babies are away from the mothers, and there are complications with the
Oh,
mother as well as with the child. And sometimes the mothers are in some other parts of Pune, or maybe in some other hospital, and the
mm,
child is in an NICU, and the mother is not in a condition to even nobody can extract the milk, or there is no milk available because she is in coma, or XYZ, n number of reasons. When the child doesn't have that milk, and if the child is prematurely born, the child's digestive system and respiratory system is not completely developed. And the routine, which is right now, which is set practice, that even in that case, they are fed with the formula milk, and which creates more complications in digestive system.
mm,
And the mortality rate is too high because of this fact, that they are fed not the human milk, and they are fed with formula milk. So this was a challenge which I could see, and I could I had many discussions with many gynecologists and pediatricians. First, they welcomed me very well, that we want somebody to work in this area, but we don't have time for even awareness and work for these areas. So I had taken that as my mission or passion, we can say, to
mm,
work for these children whose life can be saved due to that extra milk which some of the mothers have, as we can say, boon from
mm,
God, that after feeding their own children, they are having excess milk. Most of the times they ex- extract it and throw away because there can be engorgement, etc., etc.
mm,
So I started writing articles in newspapers. One
mm,
of the doctors from the Nana Hospital, she writes with me, and we wrote many articles. We got very good response to those articles. Many people were aware, and many people from society who were totally unknown to us, they came forward and offered many things. We say that you can help this mission by 3 M's, that is milk, manpower, and money. So milk is only some of the privileged mothers can donate. We educated them, we motivated them, and then manpower is a person like me who is devoting time to spread awareness. That
mm,
can be done very easily, even sitting at home, or sometimes going somewhere and making people aware. And money is many elderly people who could understand the urge of saving
mm,
those child's life. They came forward, contacted us, and they offered money, because there is a lot of money which is required to run these meal banks, because the process of pasteurizing this milk is very complicated, and they require at least 50 to 60,000 per month to run
oh,
the, yeah, per month to run these meal banks, and they do not charge. No, none of the hospitals charge for this milk, so they are
oh,
not getting a single penny out of it. But it's a divine work which the hospitals are practically doing it.
super.
So people should support. So that support through money was offered to us because of that awareness, and it's still being there. And the mothers who are privileged to have excess milk, they are donating it well. And the articles, and we gave some of the presentations going to some common social platforms and all, and it worked very well. Through Rotary, we could conduct even milk collection camps in some of the hospitals, and it went very well. This process was going on last 5 to 6 years. It is still going on. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not, but I have motivated many people who are continuing this work as
Mm,
a social responsibility. So it's going on.
wonderful. I feel this area being pretty touchy or having a taboo, right? Human milk, and so the awareness itself could be a challenge in it.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
bit, right? I mean,
definitely.
how
That
did
is
you handle
that
that,
is
right?
important need of the society, that people should be aware that I can donate.
Hmm.
That is the main thing which is to be known by many.
I think maybe the awareness within the hospitals, because
Yeah,
hospital is the place
yeah.
where.
Hospital within the within the hospital premises, and otherwise also, if XYZ person is having excess milk, what to do that with that excess milk? People don't understand. They just throw it away. And here we are fighting for 30 ml of milk.
Mm,
Practically 30 ml of milk is sufficient for a infant who is premature for one feed. Not even 30. Some of them they require 10 ml. So we are fighting for every drop of milk, and here people are throwing it away in the drainage because they are not aware. And they are having excess and they are thinking, okay, what to do with this? Anyways, it is excess. So what to do with that? And they are throwing it away. So this is a imbalance in the society, which one can see very easily, and spreading that awareness is helping us in a large way. Or maybe quantity doesn't matter, but the awareness is good. We are now happy after 6 years of work. We are happy now that it's working.
I believe even the larger hospitals also would take this message and
Yeah,
get involved into
many
this.
of the hospitals, at least in Pune and PCMC, they are supporting this mission very well. We have already 6 milk banks in Pune, and they are running very well, including
Excellent.
Sassoon, DY Patil, Dinanath Hospital, Sahyadri. All of them, they are running very well.
Excellent, excellent. I think another dimension of this divine work is any infant that is coming in this world and being made capable through massaging and
Yeah.
special touch that we're talking about. So that's
That,
another
that
area.
work is also extension of this milk bank work, because I visit many of the hospitals very frequently because I'm very much fond of children. सबसे ज़्यादा तो that is the main reason why I'm working in this area, because I'm madly in love with babies. So I was very much concerned about those babies who are in incubator for 1 month or 1.5 month minimum, and they are having that practically life battle of life and death. So what must be their mindset? Because otherwise the child is in somebody loving person's hands, and they get lot of cuddle and pamper, and you are wanted kind of a stroke. In psychology we say positive stroke. So those positive strokes are having available in ample quantity to normal full term babies and who are with the family. But what about these children who are away from their parents' safe arms? What must be happening to them, and what must be their psychology? Because they must be feeling so lonely and not supported and not wanted. So I was just thinking about their psychology, what they must be feeling. And I have got a school friend who is parallelly in love with those infants and
Mm,
babies. So we do share a common interest, like babies are the most divine form of life. Innocence, high innocence is there with the babies. So we were just discussing ki what must be happening to these babies. So we started searching for ki what can we do? How can we help their journey? So we found this, and we always want to be with babies even in the long run. When we grow old, only two things, only trees and babies, that's all. So nothing else. So that was fun part of it, that discussion. Ki, most innocence way of nature's creations is babies and plants, trees, all those things.
mm.
So we started searching for ki, what can we do for these babies who can get some, we can say, no, some support in their journey. So we were searching, is there any qualification which we can have so that we can hold those babies or support them or cuddle them, or in some way we can be with them for supporting. That's all.
And you did some international certification.
Yeah. After that, we found a course which is called as infant massage, and it is under IAIM. That is the institute which runs this course in 72 countries in the world. And this is a very old concept which is based on Indian massaging and Swedish massage and reflexology. So this is based on these things. And there is a structured massage training, which we have taken training for. And the certification process was also difficult. And that was a pandemic time there when we were trying to get our certificate. So we need to train 10 parents of babies for certification first. And there were 3 papers which we had to solve. And then we could get that certification, and we successfully did it even in the pandemic time. Uh, we got that certification, and now we are working with some of the hospitals like Sahyadri, DY Patil. Over there, we go and help the NICU parents. We can say NICU parents because even they are into NICU kind of a thing, because they are totally inclined towards child's well-being. So we go over there once in a week as our commitment, and everything right now in hospital setup, we are doing it voluntarily. We don't charge this process at all. So we go over there and train the parents of NICU babies to touch their baby for the first time, because many parents, they are scared of touching the child who is in incubator and having so many machines and so many attachments to the baby, and they are scared, if I touch my baby and if something goes wrong, what will happen to my baby? So they are scared to touch that baby, but the baby is wanting that touch very much, more than these medicines and etc etc. They are waiting for that parent's touch. So we educate them that what is the child's need and what role they can play in this journey of being well. So we train them, we support them, we actually be with them while they touch their babies for the first time. And that is a thing which we nobody can explain in words. So that is a very beautiful experience which all of us get, we as trainers and baby lovers, and the parents of the babies, they get a very different perspective to communicate with the child who is not keeping well but struggling for having a good life ahead. So that is a wonderful thing which is happening. And otherwise also we are doing trainings online, offline, both, for well babies also, for the full term babies. And there is one more concept that nowadays we can see many infants after 3 months of age, they go to creche either, or some maid is taking care of, or grandparents are taking care. But the parents are not available 24 by 7. Even the child needs it. So in such scene, the parents can dedicate at least 45 minutes to their child through this massage. So massage is just the medium to connect with the baby in non-verbal way. If you have gone through my write-ups, it says um, Shabda Vina Samvad.
Shabda.
Yeah, that is the way of communication, and the baby understands only the touch portion first. They can't even see. Before that, they can understand the touch. So they are very much aware of the parent's touch, and they are wanting it to a very larger quantity than what they get, most probably in today's scene. And we can't say that they should not work and the parents should give more time and etc. That is not our area to handle. That is individual's choice and individual's requirements. But whatever time they have, they can dedicate 45 minutes undivided attention to the child, so that the child's physical and mental growth will be taken care of. That is the message we are giving. And for that, we are training parents to understand how to go through that process. And we have got that training for 4 days. And the fifth day is parents execute it. And we check if they are doing it well. And we support this process for 1 month ahead till the time they are okay with massaging their baby on their own independently.
Excellent. It is said, if you just draw a simile in business, that a business should look at a new need in market, somebody needing something. But here I'm finding the social cause
Yeah,
is a
definitely.
innovative mind like you is identifying areas in which there is nobody who has touched it in that sense. Those areas you found.
In India, only 20 people are trained, and in Pune, only two of us
Yeah.
who are doing this. Nobody is doing it right now.
Yeah, So it also demonstrates the individual's inquisitiveness, exploratory attitude, and always trying to do something hatke. I believe that's the way I can put it.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So moving forward, element of I always wanted to ask this, that uh, being creative, being innovative, how does that work? I mean, how do you keep yourself motivated, pumped up? You have so many grudgeries around, full, the world is full of challenges. So do you look at challenges, challenge, or how do you look at challenge?
I look at challenges as opportunities, because even in pandemic, many people were like, they were mad at us ki how can you visit hospitals
Hmm.
in total pandemic time. We started working in this area totally devoted in May,
Hmm.
month of May, which is a peak COVID time. And entering hospital even for their near and dear ones was a challenge for some of them.
Right.
We were doing it for social cause. So they were stamping us as mad. But that madness is driving our passion, and we are working because I have taken it, or both of us, my friend and me, we have taken it as positive thing to look at, that if a child can be hospitalized and the child is so much in a challenge situation, why can't we? The child's immune system is not developed and they are having many issues, and still they are surviving and going home happily. So why can't we go there and do a bit, very small part of our contribution that's supporting their journey?
Hmm.
So we have taken it as mission and we are doing it very passionately. So I can say, as you ask, how do I keep up my passion up? So it's, I take every challenge as opportunity, or a chance given by maybe Almighty to work in such areas where your work is needed. And at family front, I can say my family is very supportive. Even my children know each and every work I do. They are very well informed what I am doing, where I am going, why I am going, what did I do,
I got.
what challenges I am facing, what achievements I am having. Everything my children are very much aware of, and they support my journey parallelly with Shailesh. And my parents have always supported me to be a very independent person right from my childhood. And for upbringing my children, even my father and mother, they have supported me like anything, because of, if they were not there, maybe there could have been some gaps or pauses in my professional practice, but they have always supported me. And my children, now my children are also supporting. Even my staff, office staff, my clients, they are supporting me to work in all these areas. Whenever there is some mission for Milbank or this infant massage, all my clients support ki, ha, ma'am, you are doing something good, so please do that and we will wait for you.
Wonderful.
So I'm very much thankful. Such supports are very rare, but thankfully I'm getting it.
Right.
So
Right.
I
I
can
believe.
go
Hmm.
ahead and work.
think I see that if somebody is leading from front, and that person, he or she needs that support system gets created
Yeah,
as the force goes ahead, and which the force is with that intent
yeah,
uh, towards the Almighty and the divine things that are potential outcome of it. I believe everything gets aligned.
yeah. Practically, and because of I'm in touch with all these healing people, they also guided me to be calm and passionate, and still I have a lot of patience to bear with situations. So that
Hmm.
has come because of this spiritual journey, I can say, and which my clients have introduced into me. Otherwise, I was very, we can say, unstable person who was not able to sit in one place even for 15 minutes. But my clients have trained me to take these sessions. My first client told me that you have to take the sessions first and then only you will design the space. Unless and until you take the sessions, you won't understand what my need is. So I started meditating. I started doing Reiki. I'm a second channel of Reiki. So I have done chakra balancing and many of the things which are um, helping me to understand what is happening inside me and how to calm down if there is some storm. So I can manage things. So thanks to many people who have been supporting in this journey to alter my personality, or I can say modify, or I'm better person because of many people around.
Wonderful. I was actually looking at summing it up as multifaceted, humble, focused, still a stubborn, crazy, mad, hilarious, and covering it up with the spiritual calmness
Yeah,
that you got. I think that's really hatke, I believe.
thank you so much.
Good, good. So I think as we come to the closure, any message that you want to give to, especially, 8th of March is International Women's Day. Do you have any message for entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs?
I won't call it as a message, but I can give them a very loving note, or I will like to say something for themselves,
Mm,
that please don't give up.
mm,
Mainly, girls undergo many challenges, like firstly, education system. For some women, it's tough to get education. After that, placement or being entrepreneur or doing something on their own. And there will be challenges after marriage. There will be more added responsibilities, and there will be giving birth, raising children, looking after added family and the basic family, etc., etc., health issues. There will be many things, but it should not be reason for giving up your passionate area, whatever they are doing. And family first, that should not be compromised. But even your passion and your work should be parallel priority and not the second or third or last priority. That is how I can put it up.
wonderful. Nicely put. I believe that's a great message. And I just have, I can just not thank you enough for the time and insights that you shared, Vaishali. Great to have you.
I'm very much thankful that you could see something hatke in me, and you have given me this chance to go to people, many people, and give some of the things which I wanted to always, that think about others parallelly with us. I'm so thankful to you.
God bless. I believe being humble to the extent that we don't tend to talk about things that should be talked about. And I have definitely looked at Hatke as a platform that could bring out certain characteristics, certain initiatives. Those are worth bringing on the table, bringing on the forefront. And I believe whatever small help Marathit Kharisa Vata असं म्हणतात, that it can do to really make all the missions that you are having more and more successful. Let it be Manmeet or Touch Much or the Milk Bank initiative and your venture into architecture. God bless. You will have all the best wishes to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
बिजनेस कोई भी हो, सक्सेस की नींव हम रखते हैं।
बुलंदियों को छूने की आपके अरमानों की उम्मीद जगाती जोत है, हर सपनों का हम स्रोत है।
सही स्ट्रेटेजी, परफेक्ट डिसीजन मेकिंग और बिजनेस ग्रोथ के लिए हम आपके साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर आपकी स्वप्न पूर्ति करते हैं। स्त्रोत कंसल्टेक, सिनर्जाइजिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।